Welcome to the ASU Lindy Production Facility in Cartersville, Georgia. Before entering our facility, it is important that we cover some site-specific information that will ensure your safety during your visit with us. During this video presentation, you will hear about some of our general safety requirements, as well as learn what to do in the event of a site emergency. Please follow the instructions posted to the right of the intercom panel outside our main gate to request access. Each vehicle must be granted access separately. Cell phones, including hands-free units, are strictly prohibited while driving a vehicle of any type within our facility. Visitors and contractors may park their vehicles in the visitor parking spaces directly in front of the main office building. If no visitor spaces are available, please use any other available parking space. Please do not block any right-of-ways or any other spaces not specifically designated for parking. If all available parking spaces are full, you will be instructed where to park. Firearms, alcohol, drugs, and associated paraphernalia are prohibited within our facility. Discriminatory, offensive, and threatening behavior is also prohibited while present in our facility. Upon arrival, please report to the main lobby and ask the office administrator to have your host paged. Your host will meet you in the lobby, ask you for proper identification, and have you sign in to the visitor's log. Please be sure to sign in and out of our visitor log every time you enter or exit our facility, even if you will only be off-site for a brief period of time, as it is used during emergencies to accurately account for all personnel on site. You will also be provided with an identification badge, which must be worn at all times while inside our facility. Return the badge before leaving for any reason, such as lunch breaks, getting parts, or any errand that requires you to leave our facility. You will be escorted by a Lindy employee who will stay with you as you perform the work that you have been contracted to perform. Our facility has various areas where chemical and physical hazards exist. Hazards such as high-pressure gas, hazardous gases and materials, noise, and high-voltage electrical hazards are present. Signs are located throughout the facility to communicate and warn individuals of a variety of these specific hazards. Designated walkways should be used when walking throughout our facility to avoid tripping hazards as well as unnecessary exposure to process hazards and rotating equipment. Your Lindy site contact will show you the areas where your work will be performed and any other areas of our facility that you will be allowed to access during your visit. Do not enter any other area of our facility without specific authorization. Do not enter any area that is posted restricted or authorized personnel only. If you are just visiting our facility today, you will be escorted by a Lindy contact at all times. In the event of a site emergency, an emergency alarm will sound. It consists of a steady horn and flashing strobe lights. When an emergency alarm is activated, shut down any equipment in use and immediately evacuate the area via the safest and closest exit. Proceed to the primary evacuation point, being sure to avoid walking into a potential hazard. If you are unsure of where to go, look for guidance from the nearest Lindy employee. When an emergency alarm is sounded, shut down any equipment in use and immediately evacuate the area via the safest and closest exit. Proceed to the primary evacuation point while being sure to avoid walking into a potential hazard. The large flag can be seen throughout our facility and is used to indicate the current wind direction. Be sure to remain upwind or crosswind of any vapor clouds or other hazardous process releases, thereby minimizing your potential exposure to these hazards during an evacuation. If you are unsure of where to go, look for guidance from the nearest Lindy employee. The primary evacuation point is located between the visitors' parking spaces and the main office building. This location should be used by all office personnel and visitors located at the main office. A secondary evacuation point is in front of the main gate to be used by garage personnel and visitors in the garage area. If either area is determined to be unsuitable, you will be instructed to assemble at the cul-de-sac outside the main gate. Please follow any and all instructions from the emergency coordinator. Remain at the evacuation point until all personnel are accounted for and the all clear is given by the on-site incident commander or emergency coordinator. Please do not attempt to leave the evacuation point or re-enter our facility until given clearance to do so by the on-site incident commander or the emergency coordinator. If an emergency situation does arise in your work area, such as a fire, spill, or serious injury, notify your Lindy contact immediately. Lindy will contact 911 and summon any appropriate emergency responders that may be required. Fire extinguishers of different types are located throughout our facility. Contractors performing hot work must provide their own fire extinguishers as required by our hazardous work permit process. In the event of a small, incipient stage fire that can easily be extinguished using a single portable fire extinguisher, a person trained in the proper use of fire extinguishers can attempt to extinguish the fire, provided they do not place themselves at additional risk by doing so. If the fire is too large or you cannot safely attempt to extinguish the fire without putting yourself at additional risk, notify your Lindy contact immediately. Notify your Lindy contact and proceed to the evacuation assembly area. Report the use of any fire extinguishers immediately to Lindy management. Keep emergency equipment free from obstructions or blockages at all times to ensure that it is accessible and immediately available in the event of an emergency. Safety showers and eye wash stations are located throughout our facility and can be used in the unexpected event of exposure to chemicals or to flush foreign objects from the body or eyes. In the event of a chemical exposure, be sure to flush exposed areas for at least 15 minutes. Notify your Lindy contact immediately if it becomes necessary to use a safety shower or eye wash station. Atmospheric monitors are located throughout our facility. These units will sound an audible alarm if oxygen and/or flammable atmospheres are detected within these enclosures. Should this audible alarm sound while you are inside one of these enclosures, immediately exit the enclosure and notify your Lindy contact. Do not re-enter the enclosure until you are advised that it is safe to do so by your Lindy contact. Red lights are also located outside the entrance of each enclosure and will flash in the event that an atmospheric monitor alarm is activated. Please be sure to check the status of these red lights before entering any of the enclosures. In the event that a strobe light is illuminated, do not enter the enclosure. Contact your Lindy representative immediately. Portable atmospheric monitors are available if required by your hazardous work permit. Personal oxygen monitors are required throughout all operating areas of our facility. Safety glasses with side shields, hard hats, high visibility vests, and safety-toed shoes, ANSI 107-2010 Class 2 or 3 outerwear, long-sleeve shirts, and long pants are required in all areas of our facility outside of the office and control rooms. Additional PPE may be required depending on your scope of work as stipulated by the hazardous work permit issued before the start of your work. Contractors must provide all required PPE while on site. If you are visiting our facility today and not performing work outside of the office or control rooms, you must wear long pants, fully enclosed low-heel footwear. If you are going to enter any production areas, you must wear safety glasses with side shields. Our facility maintains and operates 24-hour video surveillance to assist in monitoring plant operations as well as maintaining a secure facility. There are 2 smoking areas designated for use. One is located between the visitors' parking spaces and the main office building, and the other is located at the northeast corner of the truck shop. Smoking and/or the use of smokeless tobacco is not allowed anywhere else within our facility. Restrooms are located in the main office building and in the truck shop. The break room/conference room is located at the main building. Our facility maintains safety data sheets, also referred to as SDSs, for every product on site. They are available to you at any time upon your request. Any chemicals that you plan to bring to our facility must be pre-approved by Linde Management and must be accompanied by a current SDS. We will now provide an overview of the potential hazards of the major products handled at our facility. Contact with eyes or skin may cause frostbite. Cold nitrogen vapors are heavier than air and will appear as a fog if liquid or cold vapors are released into the air. Never walk or drive through a vapor cloud. Warm nitrogen gas is completely invisible and in poorly ventilated areas will displace oxygen, creating an oxygen-deficient atmosphere. This can create a very serious condition where just a few breaths in air containing less than 10% oxygen can cause a person to lose consciousness. This happens so quickly they cannot help or protect themselves. Nitrogen gas is not toxic, and low levels of nitrogen gas in the air are not dangerous, as long as there is at least 19.5% oxygen in the air. If working with liquid nitrogen, wear goggles or a face shield over safety glasses and insulated gloves. Wear leather gloves and safety shoes when handling nitrogen gas cylinders. Liquid oxygen is also stored in tanks at very cold temperatures. Contact with eyes and skin may cause frostbite. Oxygen vapors are heavier than air and will appear as a fog if liquid or cold vapors are released into the air. Never walk or drive through a vapor cloud. Oxygen vigorously accelerates combustion, and combustible materials ignite very easily in an oxygen-enriched atmosphere. Any equipment or tools that might come in contact with oxygen must be specially cleaned for oxygen service. When working with liquid oxygen, wear goggles or a face shield over safety glasses and cold insulating gloves. Remember that any material that comes in contact with oxygen must be meticulously clean and free of all hydrocarbon-based materials. Wear leather gloves and safety shoes when handling oxygen cylinders. During your pre-job planning discussions, a review of the products and chemicals present near your work area will be completed by your Linde contact. In the event that unforeseen changes to your work scope arise after issuance of your hazardous work permit, halt work activities and consult with your Linde contact before proceeding. Additional safeguards and measures may be required to account for the new and additional work scope to ensure the safety of yourself and other personnel on site due to these scope changes. In the event you experience an injury, no matter how large or small, please notify your Linde contact immediately. If you discover a potential dangerous condition, please communicate this to your Linde contact as well. Our goal is to recognize and address potential safety hazards before they have the opportunity to injure any personnel who enter or visit our facility. We appreciate your discovery and communication of any potential hazards or near misses you may find while on site. In the event of an oil or chemical spill or leak, large or small, please notify your Linde contact immediately so that proper spill containment and cleanup measures can be promptly completed. All waste generated during your time on site is to be properly labeled and left on site for proper disposal by qualified Linde personnel. Photography as well as video and audio recordings are prohibited at our facility without pre-authorization by your Linde contact. Compliance with the safety requirements reviewed throughout this training is mandatory and will help to ensure the safety of yourself and those around you. While you are here, remember that you must always sign in and out every time you enter or exit our facility. Wear your visitor's contractor's badge at all times. Wear the required PPE at all times. Obtain all required hazardous work permits before the start of any work. Report any injuries, incidents, or any potentially dangerous conditions immediately to the Linde management. Inform Linde management before bringing any chemicals or materials to our facility. Not take any photos, videos, or audio recordings without prior authorization. Failure to comply with these requirements and conduct yourself in a safe and secure manner may lead to your immediate dismissal. Thank you for your attention. Please remember that we all have the responsibility of ensuring that each and every one of us get home safe at the end of each day. When you partner with us, you assist us in maintaining a safe and secure workplace that benefits us all. Please direct any questions to your Lindy contact and have a safe workday. Remember, safety starts here.